Hey guys, I'm Jay, one of the co-founders of exeQute, and welcome to our gym. Come inside, let's go have a look. Come on in, follow me. So this is the entrance of exeQute. Over here at the back, we have our booster bar. The booster bar is where you hang out. In the corner there is beautiful Eliana, one of the other co-founders. Say hello.
Hello.
This area is a place where we want people to relax and feel comfortable and feel at home. So this is why we've created this green environment with lights, natural places, so that you can come out, you can hang out, you can have a smoothie and relax after your beautiful workout. Well, we were educated at home. So our parents gave us a syllabus and said, here, learn. Because our parents wanted us to create and get a lot of hands-on education in life, learning through life. From a young age, our parents said, how to learn about business plans, how to learn about health and education, health and wellness and nutrition. From a young age, I used to buy boats, rebuild them, and then sell them to make enough money. And then I would buy more, sell them, and then pay back the debt that my parents would have. So I had to learn about different things in order to buy the boats. We were teaching dancing and doing lots of different things. So we learned from a young age, if I want something, I had to work to earn the money. Learned the value of multiple skill sets adds your value as an individual up, and you become more of an asset. So that's where, as we sort of grew up, and everyone always used to say to me when you're young, Jay, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Rather master one thing and do that well. And I always said to people, but why? If you spend your whole life studying one thing and doing one specific thing, and suddenly something happens, like for example, your leg gets amputated, and you cannot do that same career that you're in, what next? Or you're bored. So I have a lot of friends now that are same age as me, stuck in the same industry because they don't have any other skill sets. Whereas for us now, that's fantastic because I can do marketing, we can do the branding, the logo design, the filming, the building, the design, everything that we have. Because of our skill sets on all the different areas, we can then save money on it because we can do it ourselves. Teaching people to be an entrepreneur is very hard because you're teaching them to not follow rules and work for someone. Entrepreneurs generally don't like working for a boss. I hate working for a boss, but for society and the system, you don't want entrepreneurs. You want one or two of them to become the bosses of those companies that run the companies, because you need employees. You need people that are loyal to a company, that are there not thinking, oh, I can start my own thing, goodbye. Most entrepreneurs are unfortunately rebels, and that's why they're entrepreneurs, because they want to do something completely different. They don't want to do what others tell them, and then they ended up doing it on their own. But that journey very often is very hard. You're either like that from the beginning or at the end of your life, and you get bored and want to step out of it. But then there's a very big zone of fear, whereas people don't become entrepreneurs because they're too scared to do that. I think it's very fair, in terms of you set up a company, there's a set requirements. You meet those requirements, you open a company, you get your paper. It's fair on tax purposes for startup companies, very, very fair. I speak to friends back home and I said, as startup companies, they're like, really, you pay that much tax? And I'm like, yeah. So I think China is very, very good with that. And I know also as well in the policies in Hangzhou and the developing of certain companies within the technology space, we have a couple of friends that are going through that process now. And I think it's a fantastic initiative that the government's doing there to develop young companies that will grow the economy on a technological standpoint. If there were seminars that were being hosted for upcoming policies, if I know about a seminar, I would be there. Here's a seminar about maybe visa or new tax laws, or now there's a lot of guys that are talking about a new tax implementation next year, and I'm trying to ask everyone because I want to know the information, because I believe in you have to follow rules, right? Rules are there, but you need to understand where they are. So for me to try and find it is very hard. So I think if it was more accessible for people in terms of this is a site you can go to, these are the different things, this is the breakdown of this set of rules, this is the breakdown of that set of rules, you know, that would make it easier. So I really, you know, I left in 2017. I was here for 3.5 years. But since then, China, I came back in 2019, and in 2-year window, the change, and I actually lived right around the corner from the gym. So just to see the street, you know, I used to only go up at the end of the street, and I never went up there because there was no foreigners down here. Now suddenly it's crazy. There's restaurants across the road. So it's just really developing the Didi Rider, English, Olama, you know, all these different platforms. The city's become more bilingual. So I've really seen a big change in the city in the last 3 years. And also as a business owner, it's like, well, if the city is developing like this and you can keep up with that, it means that you can come up with something new. And because the city's all about new stuff, you can have new and it will accept it. Whereas if you're in an older third-tier city, you start something old and everything's like slow. They might not accept your new concept or go with the same growth. So I think that's the coolest part for me of China, is the growth and everything always constantly changing. Best part for entrepreneurs is there's so much you can do here. There's so much opportunities in Shanghai that don't really exist around the world. I don't really know what the reason for it is. It just is like that. There's big companies. I think probably because the economy is so strong and so good, the amount of wealth is huge. And because the wealth is big, there's a lot of different companies that are always willing to invest it in different revenue streams, different incomes. So then, you know, you have to go be able to see the trends and go with the flow and being able to adapt to it. And I think if you can see that, you can be successful.